I'm going into patterned saved data because on this machine, I happen to know, and it's right here. In my blog post, I will link to the video where this is clip art that I put in here long ago for the purpose of not being a cake topper, for the purpose of being actually iron-on transfer material, glitter material. And now I'm thinking we're going to pull this out as a cake topper. I'm going to say, okay. And I can go in here. It is not one file. Oh no. What do you do when that happens? I push the home screen, delete everything. Always, always know if you're working with a single file or not. If you're not, when you go in here, when you go in that screen, right up here, this button right here, it'll show you, there'll be pieces selected, there'll be different pieces, and you will be able to see, oh goodness, there's a lot of pieces. Go up to here, select them all, and unify them. Okay, now that they're unified, but you can see it's not a big deal if it happens to you. Now that it's unified, he's 7 inches tall, 7 inches wide. I'm going to go just a little bit bigger. I want this to be really big and really grand. Now if it goes, notice that what happened there, you see how it's beeping and not letting me go bigger even though there's more space? That's because there's no more space at the one edge. If you need to, you may need to just center this up. Now that's 9 by 9. That I think is going to be an impressive dragon. All I'm going to do is cut this out. I remembered this file and I thought, oh my gosh, that would be an amazing, amazing cake topper. So here's what I'm going to do. I am just going to load a mat and cut this out on a thick white cardstock. This video gets to be incredibly short, guys, because it's really so easy. So what I've got here, I've got some numbers I cut just from the numbers in the Scan and Cut. And I'm going to hot glue a little bit of a popsicle stick on the bottom of each. Okay, on the back side, on the bottom, and just barely, like it's just a little tiny bit of popsicle stick, not a lot. Okay, so I'm going to do that after I color it. This is I ended up cutting out 2 of the dragon and gluing them together. And the reason is I didn't want the popsicle stick that's inside. It goes to here. Okay, I just put it just a little, I keep these little popsicle sticks that I get at the craft store around. I just stuck it in the dragon in between the two, just 2 copies of the exact same thing. I stuck it in there, or excuse me, I put 2 papers, glued them together. It's not perfect up at the top, but it's going to be totally fine. You'll see. The reason I did that is because I really didn't want to see the popsicle stick on either side. Now, I'm not worried about the numbers for 2 reasons. Number 1, it's only going to be a tiny, tiny bit at the very bottom of the number. And number 2, they're going to stand in front of the dragon on the cake, like so. So you're really not gonna see the back side. Whereas the dragon, if you looked at either side, you'd want to be able to see it. I think I'm gonna leave the one side white, or at least that is my intent. We're gonna see if it works. I'm going to paint our dragon friend gold and a little bit of red. So I'm just gonna get some acrylic paint. You could do this with ink. We're working on cardstock, guys, so blank canvas. Whatever you got, whatever you want to use, go right ahead. And I've got a foam brush with some gold paint from a different project I was working on, actually, and it's still good. So I'm just going to smear this all over, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to avoid the tongue. If I get a little on the tongue, that's okay, but I'm going to pretty much avoid the tongue. Now you might notice that, but the rest of the dragon, we're going to do gold here. Okay. Now you might notice that it didn't cover real well with the foam brush on the smooth paper. Well, that's why I'm using the foam brush, because a lot of the paint gets soaked into the brush, but that's okay. The whole reason I use this is because I want to do this tapped, textured look. And the best way, easiest, quickest way is with this foam brush. So I will just go back over this dragon a time or two. And this is why I said it being slightly off, slightly imperfect. Number one, it's a cake topper. It's going to be done, you know, once the party gets going, it's going to be done and gone really quickly. But number two, you gotta trust me on this one. It's totally going to work out. So the next thing I need to do, I want to get some red paint there for the tongue. And just a little tip from me to you, I'm going to put a little bit on these numbers as well. If you have to mix and match different paints, even different mediums, inks, paints, whatever, don't hesitate to do so. Go right ahead. Now I'm taking the same brush. I'm not even cleaning it off here. And I'm going to just tap, tap, tap like so. When I get to the top here, I can fix that up, but I'm not going to stress about it. Not right now, at least. Okay. And the same thing on these numbers. Just give it a tap. It's okay if there's some gold showing in the numbers. Both colors, red and gold together, would be great. Like so. And boom. We're done. Okay. All I have to do, a little bit of hot glue on the bottom of my numbers once they're dry. Assemble onto the cake. If you wanted to do more, for example, when this dries, I can fix up the other side, obviously. I don't think I want to fix it up right now while it's wet because, well, if I try to fix it up right now while it's wet, I can fix up some stuff. Like I can fix up the mouth area here. Okay, put a little extra and then tap, tap, tap. There we go. If I want to fix it up on the back, I will just wait for this to dry, fix it up. If I wanted to add maybe a dry brush stroke with some black to add some depth, I could do that with just black acrylic paint and a dry brush just a little bit, or black ink once this is dry could work. Any of that stuff I could do there. I'll share a picture with you. This on the cake is going to be fantastic. I'm so excited. And I hope that you've enjoyed this because this was a piece of clip art that I had found and used for an iron-on project. And I'm loving that I'm using it now for a cake topper. And I hope you will like the finished project as well. If you have any questions, feel free to leave me a comment. I'll see you next time.